are in my pocket. It was Saturday afternoon and Grandpa was playing with my seagull, Gordon.
Oh, sorry, Wolfie.
I was getting ready to go to the first ever Sunny Sands Kids Art Club at Miss Smiley's cafe. I love painting, sticking and making stuff, and I knew the art club was going to be really fun. But what I didn't know was there'd be magic in the air.
I couldn't decide what outfit my dolly should wear, so I bought all of them. What about you, Jason? You're supposed to bring something to draw, remember?
How about Gordon?
Great idea, Grandpa.
Hurry up, Jason. Mum, time to go.
Do you want to go to the art club, Gordon? I know I do.
I just knew what Grandpa was thinking. Sure enough. Not the shrinking tap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
Grandpa, come back! You know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get to all kinds of magical things. He can fly off in my plane. Nobody else knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap. Whenever he disappears, everyone thinks he's gone for a little lie down.
Oh, Grandpa gone for a little lie down, has he? I expect he's glad we're going out. You know how he likes his peace and quiet. Come along, Jemima.
Come on, Jason, we're going to be late.
I hate leaving Grandpa on his own when he's small. But I had to go. We all got into Campo and set off for the cafe. And Mum said...
I wonder what the art teacher's going to be like.
And Jemima said...
I hope she's nice and friendly.
And I said... Oh no, I forgot Gordon. And Jemima said...
Jason!
But I wasn't so worried about Gordon. I was much more worried about Grandpa.
Whee!
I knew he'd have a plan. I just didn't know what it was. The new art teacher was already there. And so are my friends Zach and Lily.
See, children, nice and pointy. That's how we like them. Everybody must have a pointy pencil. Pointy pencils are most important.
I didn't know the teacher's real name, but I knew if Grandpa was here, he'd call her Mrs Pointy Pencil. Her face, of course.
Oh, that's a lovely one. Pointy pencil for you, pointy pencil for you, pointy pencil for you, and pointy pencil for you. Now, I hope you've all remembered to bring something to draw today.
I was about to tell Mrs Pointy Pencil I'd forgotten to bring Gordon when I saw him sitting by the open door. This could mean only one thing. If Gordon was here, so was Grandpa.
Little boy, sit down. Little girl, what are you doing? Stop dressing that dolly and put those clothes away. I will not have this messing about. Now, before you start drawing something, you have to look at it very, very carefully, like this. And after you have looked at it for a very, very long time, you take your pointy pencil and you hold it very carefully, like this. And then you start drawing, but you do it very, very slowly, 1 inch at a time. And
Nobody wanted to know about pointy pencils. Everyone just wanted to do some art.
keep going.
And I just wanted to know where Grandpa was.
What happens when you make a naughty mistake, huh? You use an eraser.
He had to be hiding somewhere.
Erasers.
And now I knew where. I said you couldn't come.
Well, it's a good job I did. I've never heard such a load of boring old nonsense. This art club needs livening up.
No, please don't.
Little boy over there, stop talking to yourself. Now, girls and boys, let me see your toys. I am going to inspect them to make sure they're suitable for drawing.
So I got out Gordon, and Zach got out his racing car, and Lily got out nothing.
I couldn't decide what to bring. She's going to be so cross with me.
Make sure your pencil is really pointy when you draw these wheels. Oh, and that drum. Yes, well... that's
Grandpa
very
was
difficult
jiggling
to draw.
about.
You'll need
I
double
guessed he
sharpening
wanted
on
to
your
talk to
pencil
me.
for that. I'll have to inspect the pencil before you do it all.
Lily needs help. I've got to find her a toy to draw.
No, Grandpa. It was too late. Once Grandpa's got an idea in his head, there's no stopping him. Mrs. Pointy Pencil was going from table to table. Any moment she was going to discover that Lily hadn't got a toy to draw. Mrs. Pointy Pencil got nearer and nearer, and Lily started to slide under the table. Suddenly she saw something.
Little girl, sit up properly and show me your toy. Where is it? I'm waiting.
It's this.
Oh, a fairy dolly.
Only it wasn't a fairy dolly. It was a fairy grandpa.
Oh, she's so sweet.
This time, Grandpa had gone too far.
Where did you find her?
Under the table.
I've an idea. Let's all draw the fairy dolly.
No, you can't! This was a disaster. I knew Grandpa wouldn't be able to stay still for much longer. I had to do something. Look, over there, a huge hairy purple thing.
Stop it, children! Come on, sit down.
I rushed to Jemima's doll's box and found Grandpa's clothes. I was about to give them back to Grandpa when Mrs. Pointy Pencil turned round.
Oh, hurry up! Now, sit, everybody. Everybody. Purple hairy thing indeed. Any more trouble from you and you won't be coming back next week. Right. Now, everybody, get out your pointy pencils and let's all draw the little fairy dolly.
But the little fairy dolly had gone.
Someone must have taken it. Come on, on up. Who took the fairy?
Mrs.
Don't
Pointy
shake
Pencil
your head,
was
Debbie.
getting crosser and crosser. She
And I
looked
don't
like she was
find
going to
out
explode.
Right. Everybody put your hands on your heads. I am going into the art cupboard and I am going to count to 10. And when I come out, I want to see the fairy!
Good news was that Mrs. Pointy Pencil had gone to hide in the art cupboard. The bad news was she wasn't the only one.
Greetings, teacher. Don't despair. Fairy magic's in the air.
You're real. A real fairy.
Let me give you some advice. Don't be nasty, just be nice. Brilliant artwork can be done if you make it lots of fun.
Fun?
Pointy pencils are okay, but these children need to play. Ask for their ideas and see how creative they can be.
Oh. I know just what we should do. Let's have fun with paint and glue.
Mrs. Pointy Pencil was a completely different person. It was as if she'd been put under a magic spell.
Forget about pointy pencils. I want to hear your ideas, children.
Well, we can
Everyone had forgotten about the missing fairy. Everyone, that is, except me. Although I had a pretty good idea where I could find her. I mean, him. Grandpa, please put your clothes back on before there's any more trouble. I'm going to take you home.
Yes, okay, Jason. I must admit, this tutu is a bit tight.
Hurry up. I want to see what the others have been doing. The others had made a collage of fairyland, and Mrs. Pointy Pencil had made a collage on herself.
This is wonderful, children.
Yay!
We're in fairyland.
Give yourselves a big cheer. Yay!
Grandpa was safely back in my pocket. And when we got home, I ran ahead of everyone and put him down on the floor. He whipped his shrinking cap off and went back to his normal size.
No more boring pointy pencils, eh, Jason? She'll be a fun art teacher from now on. We did it, eh? Teamwork.
Teamwork.
The art club was fantastic, Grandpa.
They did a huge collage of fairyland. I wish you could have seen it. What's that on your shoulder, Grandpa? You're all sparkly. Anyone would think you'd been to fairyland too.
Grandpa in my pocket. This is Miss Smiley's cafe. Miss Smiley is called Miss Smiley because she's always smiling. She has the biggest smile in Sunny Sands. And what's more, she makes the most delicious treats ever. Her cafe is the best cafe in the world. And today, Mum was taking us to her fun kitchen. Miss Smiley was going to teach us how to cook some of her delicious recipes. We were going to cook some of Grandpa's favourite treats, including Miss Smiley's Strawberry Surprise. But just as we were about to leave the house, the doorbell rang. Mum went to answer it, and guess who marched in? Floyd.
I'm going to Miss Smiley's fun kitchen and I need a lift.
I knew what Grandpa was thinking because I was thinking it too. Not Floyd. Floyd lives in the house opposite, and he goes to my school. He loves boasting.
Look at my new watch.
He loves playing jokes.
Come in. Boo, boo, boo.
And he always wants everything his own way. Grandpa agrees with me. Floyd is a big, spoilt show-off.
Check out my new skateboard. Come on then, let's go.
Will you be all right while I'm gone, Grandpa?
Oh, yes, I think I'll just have a little lie down. Floyd cooking at Miss Smiley's fun kitchen is a recipe for disaster. There's only one thing for it. I'm coming too.
Not a shrinking cap, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
You know what happens when Grandpa shrinks. He can get in my car and make it go. He can fly on Gordon, my toy seagull. He can get into our Sunny Sands train and chuff around. Or he can just run for all he's worth. I'm the only one who knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap, and nobody else is allowed to see him.
Quick, Grandpa, jump into my backpack.
But he was too late. Just at that moment, Floyd came back in.
Are you coming or not? But, Floyd, no, I need him.
So we all got into Campo and went to the cafe. Grandpa had missed his chance of coming with me. Now he had to find his own way of getting there. But I knew that Grandpa, being Grandpa, would have a plan. Mum dropped us off at the cafe, and lots of our friends were already there.
Has everyone got their aprons on? Good. Don't you spoiling your lovely clothes. No, come closer.
I'm not wearing an apron.
Now, today we're going to be making two of my favourite dishes. Suck-up spaghetti and my very own strawberry surprise.
While Miss Smiley was telling us how to make suck-up spaghetti, Grandpa arrived. Suddenly, I saw him on the dresser.
Now, you're going to make your very own. But because it's a bit messy, we're going to make it in the kitchen.
So, we all ran into the kitchen.
No need to run.
Floyd came stomping after us in a sulky mood. Then, Grandpa jumped off the dresser and ran to Miss Smiley's table. While we were all in the kitchen, Floyd crept back into the cafe. He was up to his usual tricks. The bad news was that Floyd had plans for the spaghetti. The good news was that Grandpa had plans for Floyd. While Floyd wasn't looking, he climbed into the cold spaghetti. Floyd went over to the bowl and picked it up. And this is what happened next. The spaghetti started to wriggle.
Worms! Wriggly worms!
I had a pretty good idea that it wasn't wriggly worms. It was a wriggly Grandpa, and I was right.
Floyd, what's going on?
There are wriggly worms in the spaghetti!
Wriggly worms? There can't be. What were you doing with the spaghetti in the first place?
Nothing. I didn't touch it. It was wriggling so much it just fell off the table by itself.
Really? Well, you can at least clear up this mess.
I couldn't let Floyd see Grandpa.
It's all right. I'll do it, Miss Smiley.
Oh, thank you, Jason. That's very kind. Floyd, in the kitchen, please.
Teacher's pet.
Oh, Floyd!
I was hoping that Grandpa was all right after his fall, but I needn't have worried.
What are you doing, Grandpa?
I've always wanted to skip with spaghetti.
Soon, we'd finished making our suck-up spaghetti.
Lovely, 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 lovely.
But Floyd's wasn't lovely.
Now we're going to make pudding. My very own strawberry surprise. And all you need are some strawberries, some cake, some custard, strawberry jam, sugar, cream, and some slices of fruit for decoration. And this is what you do. Decorate it then.
Soon, everybody was busy making the strawberry surprise. Everybody, that is, except Floyd. All he wanted to do was cause trouble.
Who did that?
It wasn't me. Floyd! It wasn't me, Miss Smiley, honest!
Miss Smiley was looking less and less smiley by the second.
This is supposed to be my fun kitchen. It's not much fun for anyone right now.
Don't worry.
Miss Smiley went to clean off the custard, and Floyd started messing with Zach's strawberry surprise. I knew Grandpa would be really cross with Floyd now, and I was right.
I've had enough of this. Floyd has got to be stopped. This is what we'll do.
Soon, everybody had finished making their strawberry surprises.
Oh, you've all done brilliantly.
But Floyd hadn't done brilliantly.
Now, all we have to do is the washing up. Right. Just take as much as you can. Don't overload yourself. Come on, Floyd, you too.
It was time to put Grandpa's plan into action. I rearranged the fruit slices to make a cross face on Miss Smiley's strawberry surprise.
Perfect, Jason. Now you leave me to it.
Grandpa knew Floyd would try to get out of the washing up. And sure enough, he sneaked back into the cafe. Grandpa was ready for him. First, Grandpa knocked over the cups and bowls.
Hey, what was that?
Then, Grandpa ran behind the jar and started wobbling it about.
I don't like this. Miss Smiley!
Young man, I want to have a word with you.
Who said that?
Me, Sydney, the strawberry surprise.
This time, Grandpa had gone too far. He was pretending to be a talking pudding.
I've had enough of you spoiling everybody's fun.
It wasn't me. It was Jason.
Don't give me any of that rubbish. I saw you. It's got to stop.
Yeah. Okay. I can't believe I'm talking to a strawberry surprise. Miss Smiley, come here, quick!
What's the matter, Floyd?
Did you know your strawberry surprise can talk.
Oh, please, Floyd, no more tricks.
It's not a trick. His name's Sydney. Look, his face is all cross.
You must have done that, Floyd.
No way, it wasn't me. Come on, Sydney, say something.
But Sydney had said all he had to say. Now it was time for Floyd to own up.
I really don't think I can take much more of this.
Okay. I did do all the other stuff, like dropping the spaghetti and flicking the custard. I know I shouldn't have. I won't do anything else. Promise. I'm really sorry.
Thank you for apologising.
But it's true about Sydney.
Miss Smiley started to smile again. And her smile was bigger and better than ever. Grandpa's job was done. He climbed into the plane and flew home. He got back just before we did. Grandpa whipped off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size.
Oh, we did it, Jason. We taught Floyd a lesson. For you, me and Sydney. Teamwork, eh?
Yes, Grandpa, teamwork.
Oh, you've woken up, Grandpa.
We had a brilliant time. We made suck-up spaghetti and Miss Smiley's strawberry surprise.
Oh, what a great feast.
Miss Smiley made you some spaghetti, especially for your supper. I'm going to heat it up for you now.
Floyd was really awful at first, but then he started behaving himself. He said the strawberry surprise told him off. A talking pudding? I don't think so.
Well, that's what I call a real surprise.
Grandpa in my pocket. It was the school holidays. Usually, the school holidays are lots of fun. But I wasn't having much fun this time round
Stop scratching, Jason.
because I was covered in chicken pox spots.
Just need my sticky stars.
I'm so fed up, Grandpa.
Poor Jason Wolfie. Not only has he got chicken pox, but he's missing out on a special trip to the lighthouse.
Yes, today I was missing out on a visit to Mr. Mentor's Marvelicious Inventing Club. Mr. Mentor the inventor lives in the lighthouse in Sunny Sands. He is always coming up with really crazy inventions. Like this, the grassy boggle jumper. And this, the automatic aerostatic. Today, he'd invited some children to his inventing club so that they could come up with some inventions of their own. I'd even decided what things I was going to use for my invention.
Really? Such as?
Well, there's an old tricycle wheel at the lighthouse, and there's a curly-whirly coat hanger, and there's heaps of coloured flower pots. Oh, I could have made something brilliant out of all that.
Ready to invent something marvelicious?
Yes, I've got a great idea.
That'll be Shanae's mum. I'll go and say hello. Come on, Jemima.
See you later. And no scratching.
I want to go to Mr. Mentor's Marvelicious Inventing Club too. I've got a feeling that Jemima is going to need some help.
Not a shrinking cap, Grandpa. You know what happens when Grandpa puts on his magic shrinking cap? He can climb up things, he can jump on things and off things, he can get into my toy car and make it go, he can chuff around the room in my Sunny Sands train. But if he wants to go to the lighthouse, he has to fly.
This is my idea. I'd like to make a guessing machine for Jason.
A guessing machine? Oh, that's a fabadiculous idea. Let's see what we've got in here.
Luckily, Jemima, Shanae and Mr. Mentor were so busy looking through his big box of junk that they didn't see Grandpa fly in through the window, or land on the floor, or jump out, climb onto a table, and hide behind Mr. Mentor's ping-a-ding-a-dong, just in time too. Because who should suddenly walk in but...
Floyd! Don't start without me.
Floyd! What a spectacular surprise. I'm so glad you're here. You can help us invent a guessing machine for Jason.
Nah, guessing machines are boring. I want to invent a machine that will make you go, ah!
Well, it's already made me go, ah, and you haven't even invented it yet.
Grandpa could tell that Floyd was going to be big trouble.
We'll work in pairs. You two stay here and me and Mr. Mentor over there. I've got some cardboard and some springs and some odd socks. They were under my bed. Just do what I say, Mr. Mentor, because I've got a brilioso idea. Come on!
And Grandpa was going to have a brilioso plan. Because soon, Floyd's brilioso idea looked like this.
I'm going to call my invention the Odd Sock Shock Monster.
Well, we've got the socks. Now it's time to do the shocks. That's the tricky bit.
I want his trunk to swing up and go, and his eyes to pop out and go boing, and his tongue to shoot out and go, ah!
Oh, please don't keep doing that, Floyd. It's very hard to invent when you keep making me jump.
Mr. Mentor was so busy helping Floyd that he had no time to help Jemima and Shani.
What if we put some little objects in here, then spin a wheel, and one of them falls into some kind of pot thing at the bottom?
Okay, and then you put your hands in the machine and try to guess what it is just by feeling it.
We could call it the Whizzy Wee Touchy Feely.
It's a great idea, but I haven't got a clue how to invent it. We really need some help.
That's when Grandpa remembered all the things that I said I wanted to use. He jumped off the table and rolled the old tricycle wheel towards Jemima.
How did it do that?
No idea, but it's just what we need for the Whizzy Wee bit.
Grandpa's plan had started to work. He looked up and saw something else Jemima would need. So he jumped onto the table and made for the curly-whirly coat hanger. He carefully wiggled it off the hook.
Did that curly-whirly coat hanger just fall off all by itself?
It must have done. Hey, it's the perfect thing to stick the wheel onto.
Now all we need is something to put our objects in.
Grandpa knew the very thing. He jumped down and headed for a huge tower of plastic flower pots. He gave the tower a big push and...
A flower pot! This one's just the right size.
Grandpa's plan was definitely working.
It's almost as if these things want to be a part of our invention.
Meanwhile, Mr. Mentor was making Floyd cross.
That is definitely not right there. Goes in
This
there.
is hopeless. It doesn't do anything. It's supposed to make you go, ah!
Ah! I don't do things that make you go, ah! I'm not that kind of inventor. Oh, dear.
While Grandpa thought up another plan, Floyd went over to the others.
What's that supposed to be? It looks pathetic.
It's a Whizzy Wheely Touchy-Feely, but it's not finished yet.
It'll never work. Not in a million years. This is a useless inventing club. Nothing works.
Now was Grandpa's chance. He was going to teach bossy Floyd a lesson. Floyd wanted his odd sock shock monster to make Mr. Mentor go, ah! What if the monster made Floyd go, ah, instead? So Grandpa crawled up the trunk of the odd sock shock monster.
Oh, don't do it like that. Do it my way.
Get off, Floyd! Leave us alone! You do your own thing.
At that moment, Grandpa started to wiggle the odd sock shock monster, and his eyes went boing, and his tongue shot out, and Floyd went,
Ah! It's horrible! Make it stop! Make it stop! I'm not doing your silly inventing club anymore. So there.
Then the odd sock shock monster started to laugh.
That's an incredible invention, Mr. Mentor.
Oh, I didn't invent it. It invented itself. And inventions that invent themselves are always fabadiculous. Oh, it stopped. Oh, I hope I haven't broken it. I'll just have a look inside.
Mr. Mentor, Now that Floyd's out the way, please can you help us with our whizzy wheelie touchy feely?
Please!
Of course, my dear. Whizzy wheelie touchy feelies are right up my street.
Yes.
Come on.
While they all worked on Jemima and Shanae's invention, Grandpa got out of the odd sock shock monster, and soon the whizzy wheelie touchy feely looked like this.
It's finished. Brilioso.
But we don't know if it works yet. Shouldn't we test it out?
But there was no time to test it out because
My mum's here. We've got to go. Floyd, do you want to lift home?
Let me carry it down the stairs for you.
That is so cool. Can I have a look? Nice job. I'm sorry I was so mean, Mr. Mentor. I had no idea you were such an amazing inventor. That odd sock shock monster is spectacular.
Apology absolutely accepted. I do hope you'll come back to our inventing club next week.
Well, maybe.
Aren't you going to take your odd sock shock monster home with you, Floyd?
No way. I mean, no thanks. It can stay here.
Off we go. Mind the stairs.
as soon as everyone had left the room, Grandpa jumped into the plane and flew out of the window. Luckily, he arrived back just before Jemima. Grandpa jumped out of the plane, whipped off his shrinking cap, and came back to his normal size.
Grandpa, you're back. Did you have a successful mission?
I certainly did, and I couldn't have done it without you, though.
But I didn't help at all.
Oh, yes, you did, and any minute now you'll find out how. It was still teamwork.
Okay, Grandpa, teamwork.
Here you are, Jason, my marvelous new invention.
Thanks. It's extremely marvelous.
What is it exactly?
It's a whizzy wheelie touchy feely.
A guessing game.
Yes, Grandpa. You spin the wheel, and that sends an object into the bottom. Then you stick your hands in there and try to guess what it is, just by feeling it.
Give it a try, Jason.
The other good thing about this invention is it stops Jason scratching his spots.
So it does. It's a work of genius, Jemima.
Has lots of legs. It's made of plastic. I know! It's a plastic spider! I'm so glad you used the old tricycle wheel and the curly-whirly coat hanger.
And the flower pot, it's inside.
Right again, Grandpa. Anyone would think you'd been to inventing club too.
It's really good, Jemima.
I know. Shall I help?